All right, it's about that time to do a twin flame energy check-in. And we're just going to do a check-in on the masculine, a check-in on the feminine. We'll just get the general energy at this time, especially in the new year here, 2024. Let's see where each of them are at, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's start off with the masculine. And let's get 3 cards for the masculine's energy at this time. We have the World in reverse. Okay. The 9 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Right, with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So let's check in on the masculine, how they're potentially thinking, feeling, any kind of action maybe they might take. So let's see. What is the World in reverse? And I am using the Game of Thrones deck here. Got the Justice in reverse. 10 of Swords with the 6 of Pentacles. So I'm kind of, well, with the Knight of Swords in reverse, I'm kind of seeing that not all is going well with the masculine at this time. Even in the new year, the energy seems to just be a bit painful, honestly. I feel like the masculine is thinking that things are not right, that things are, it feels like they have a lot of things that they potentially feel are unfinished. And this is probably just generally in their life. This could be their career, maybe any kind of plans they might have had. It just feels like they didn't accomplish what they wanted to accomplish. I think they feel they did not give enough of their energy, of their time, of their effort to the things they wanted to accomplish here. But there's something in particular that is kind of painful for them that they feel is not right. It has not been set right. What is the 9 of Wands in reverse? Okay. All right. Right. Well, potentially they feel tired. They feel very tired. So it's like it's the start of a new year, but they already feel tired. I guess because the idea of all the things that they need to do, that they want to do, it feels like they feel like they haven't done anything. It feels like they might have thought a lot about it, but they didn't actually do anything towards it. And they feel kind of disappointed here. It's like they wanted to accomplish a lot of things. What is the 9 of Pentacles here? I think when it comes to the feminine, they feel that they didn't do anything. And I kind of get the sense that they see the feminine thriving. And we'll see a little later, you know, what the feminine's true energy is. But it feels like the masculine is looking at the feminine and thinking, wow, they're thriving. They're doing great. They're doing okay. And they're thinking they haven't. They're thinking they should have done more. They had all these plans, but they didn't do anything about it. So it's a lot of kind of wishful thinking, but also just kind of disappointment in what they haven't done and what they haven't accomplished. Let's get a little more clarity. Okay, let's get a little more clarity here. Ooh. There's that Justice card. I feel like they're feeling this way because they are seeing something in their life that is showing them the exact opposite. So it's like if they're looking at the feminine and they can see the feminine in their progress, they're looking at themselves and thinking, Why haven't I done anything? Why haven't I progressed? What, you know, so it's like, and this is what is leading to this energy of just them feeling like they have not achieved what they wanted to achieve. So I feel like the masculine really concentrated on their family, their home life. I feel like that was a big concentration of their energy, which is never something you should regret. That is something that, you know, should be seen as an achievement in a way. And I think they do. I think this masculine does. It's like this masculine is thinking, well, at least I focused on family, or at least I focused on my home, right? At least I focused on my commitment. It feels like they are trying to see that they've done something. But I kind of get that they were hoping that in focusing on this would bring everything else that they were desiring. I don't think it did, but I think that's what they were hoping for, that if they put all their energy into that, it would lead to them feeling better. It would lead to them liking themselves better. I don't necessarily see that happened, but again, I do see that any time spent in this area of their life should never be regretted, and I don't think it is. But it should really be appreciated. It's only right that the masculine appreciates that, at least that. Because I'm getting like, at least I did this. So they really feel like they only were able to do one thing. Yeah, it's ego. I do feel it is ego. They're in this energy because they're kind of feeling a little down, because I feel like they're comparing themselves potentially to the feminine. I don't think they want to feel bad, but they do. Obviously, you know, it's a natural thing to feel. They kind of just want to feel good too. They kind of want to feel abundant, and they want to feel grateful for what they have, but they also feel like they would be more grateful, be more abundant, if only, right? So that's what I'm getting here. That their energy potentially is at this time. For the masculine, I'm going to use my my new oracle deck that my daughter gave me, and it is the Beyond Lemuria oracle cards here. It's a very nice deck here. We're going to use this for oracle guidance, okay? And I am going to refer to the booklet that comes along with it, just so that I make sure I'm giving the proper explanation and interpretation to the guidance. Still learning this deck. I'm going to get, yeah, let's just get one card as guidance for the masculine. Now this deck is kind of too big for me to to shuffle, so I'm just going to be picking. Okay, freedom. So we have number 25, freedom, and sacral chakra, core of creation. So let's look into that for this masculine. Okay, number 25, freedom. Why is this the guidance for the masculine? So living the life you love, liberation as a shift in perspective, the many facets of freedom, inviting enjoyment and inspiration to your life, discovering what freedom means to you, overcoming limitation, unbound creative expression, choice over obligation. So kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. So that's, I guess, generally the guidance here is that, and I'll read from this book, freedom means living as you choose with your wings and heart open, able to direct your reality as you want. The quest for freedom in one form or another seems innate. You may picture freedom in its more extreme guises, but when we truly feel free, our lifestyles may not change drastically. It is more of a state of mind. The only change might be that you are choosing to live a certain way rather than feeling obligated. I feel like this is a strong guidance for the masculine, that I feel like 2023 for them was probably a year of feeling stuck, of trying to focus on family, on home, on commitment in the best possible way, but at this point not really feeling like they achieved anything more than that. And it says here, letting go, trusting, and loving without limitation are also a big part of internal freedom. Okay. The divinatory meaning: bring a deeper sense of freedom to a situation. A limitation may be a state of mind. A shift of perspective can help bring a sense of lightness and choice. Also consider what freedom looks like to you in the bigger picture of your life. If you are feeling stifled in an environment, it is up to you to make a change. Add pleasurable moments or practices that cultivate a sense of greater freedom in your day-to-day life. You know, I feel like the masculine, the guidance here with the freedom card, I'm going to say is, if even after all this time, they still feel the way that they do, could it possibly be that they are being led to live a more free life in all the things that we mentioned here earlier? Because they've tried hard, but they still feel the way that they do now. Let's take a quick peek at sacral chakra and why that is guidance for the masculine as well. So core of creation, it's about the feelings, emotional responses, pleasure, sensuality, intimacy, connection, letting go, creativity, sacred sexuality, passion, healthy boundaries, valuing the body. So the theme here is your relationship with your body, your sensuality, and your sexuality. The healing position is the lower abdomen and pelvis area. We obviously know where this is going. So I would say this is probably coming up, I feel, because all the masculine has really done is tried to put their energy and efforts into what they could, right? And to what was most important to them. But they kind of stifled other areas of their life. It's not that they didn't try, but always what is rooted within us that, we know is just wanting to come out. It's going to find its way out no matter how much we stifle it. And I feel like masculine is kind of stifled their creative liberty, the energy to just live and be free and to love and be inspired. They've kind of, as it said, they've kind of made it an obligation. So the masculine at this time, they could be doing better. Honestly, they could be doing better. But I guess that is just where the masculine is at. And I hope this helps any of you masculines that are watching this reading. And hopefully the guidance with this deck, it was helpful as well, right? So now we're going to go on to the feminine, okay? Let's go on to the feminine, and let's see what the feminine's energy is at this time, okay? Let's get 3 cards for the feminine as well. Okay, ooh. We have the 7 of Wands in reverse. We have the 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. There's no longer desire to wait here from what I'm seeing. I feel like new opportunities, new things. So what is the 7 of Wands in reverse for the feminine? I do feel the feminine is really in an energy of resistance towards this connection. Potentially this connection really is something that they don't want to deal with anymore. I feel like the feminine is just kind of in an energy, I'm done with it, honestly. They're kind of done with the heartbreak. They're done with the misunderstandings. They're done with the connection from what I'm seeing. What is the Three of Cups in reverse? I feel like they know that they won't be in a connection with the masculine. That's what they know. They don't see a future for the connection. They're kind of tired of it, honestly. They're kind of tired of the stress. They're tired of the situation. And now that they can kind of clearly see that potentially there's not going to be a future in this connection, they don't really want to have anything to do with it right now. What is the Ace of Pentacles? Yeah, they're probably in an energy of new opportunities, new experiences, maybe even new people. They're done being stuck on this connection. I even feel like for some feminines out there, they don't even really believe this is a twin flame connection anymore. They've kind of given up on the connection at this time. They're not invested like they once were. Wow, very opposite. So opposite from the masculine here. Let's, the masculine's energy earlier was more of like this dire energy of knowing the connection exists, but really limiting themselves to their reality. Whereas the feminine's energy is really kind of like, I don't even think this connection is real. It's like, it's a lot of, let's see more here. Chaser, Mask. So the feminine here, they want to be done with the connection, but I think they're still doing things in a way that they're still chasing this connection, whether they realize that or not. I feel like this is how they want to feel, or this is what they want to be, but they're still hoping for communication. They're still hoping for communication. They're not necessarily showing they're not necessarily showing what they really feel. I feel like they only want to be concentrated on their abundance. This is probably material, probably money, finances, wealth. It's like that's where they're putting all of their energy. This is where they want to expand. So they're taking all of their energy, even their energy from the connection, and they're putting it all into this abundance that they want to procure. They're still, yeah. Oh, okay. No. This is different. Ooh. It's funny that this falls under the Ace of Pentacles, because honestly, the feminine at this time is just looking at the twin flame connection as not being enough. They may actually be seeking a soulmate and not a twin flame anymore. They may be wanting a soul connection, a partnership, a life partner. This is the energy they're seeking, and they may actually be already going out, or they have the intention to meet someone new. They're going to get back out there. This is where their energy is really leading them, because unfortunately the feminine feels like the connection is not enough, if it is even real, I'm getting, because there's like a question mark now. Would they talk to the masculine? They would, but I don't think it's an energy of them, of the feminine, making any kind of effort towards it. If this masculine were to talk to the feminine, I do feel they would very much talk to the masculine, but to initiate, it feels like they're not going to do that. They're going to resist chasing. Do they wait? they don't necessarily wait, but they're open to communication. But at the same time, they kind of want, they want a soulmate. They want someone that is going to be there, that is going to be a partner. So that really seems to be the energy that the feminine is in at this time. Let us get cards for the feminine. Let's get some oracle cards for the feminine. Let's just get one card as well for the feminine and see what kind of guidance is needed. Okay. So, She of the Lotus. We're going to read up on what She of the Lotus means and harmonic flight. All right, let's get into that. Love this. I love this deck. It's, aside from it just being a beautiful deck, it does have great insight, perspectives, guidance, and support. So for the feminine, number 43, She of the Lotus. Let's check out what that is. And I hope you guys are okay with me reading from the book, because I am still learning it. But we can kind of learn it together, right? So, shadow work, addressing dissonance, seeing downfalls as the flip side of superpowers, loving yourself back to wholeness, the beautiful lotus that grows from murky waters, disempowering triggers, bringing light into your dark corners. That's okay. Okay, it's a bit long, the explanation. I think, yeah, the author, Izzy Ivy, is sharing a part of their journey that resonates with the She of the Lotus card. And I'd love to read it for you guys, but I think I'll just focus more on what the guidance is potentially about. You know, I get from the flip side of seeing downfalls as the flip side of superpowers. Again, on being on a twin flame journey, there is a higher calling to this journey. It's not essentially about the union, but we do readings to check in on the other, right? There is a danger to concentrating too much on your twin, on the journey to union and all those things. But hopefully this just kind of puts things into perspective. The goal of the twin flame journey is, it is meant to be a separate journey. It's meant to be a solo journey in a way that it's a union because of the support, of the reminder that your twin is in your life. It's a very complex journey. For those that are really on this journey, there's a higher calling. So for those truly on the journey, you will probably have a higher purpose. You know, you will have certain spiritual gifts that you've been blessed with to share, to help others, to guide. And, you know, with the She of the Lotus card here, with what I said earlier, the flip side, right, of the journey, of being on this journey, is the sacrifice of your twin in a way, because you are not with your twin. I know there are a lot of, you know, people that talk about the twin flame journey and how union is part of the journey. It's not that I discount that, but I think when you focus too much on that aspect, you lose sight of the purpose. And the purpose is, what is your purpose? What is your intention? What is your goal? A lot of you will have to sacrifice being in this connection, being in an active union with your twin for the greater good, for a higher calling. I feel like that's what this card is about. It's about purpose, okay? And now the shadow work obviously is an important part of that. And I'll read this little bit of it. The author says, I have come to learn that shadow work and self-love are practices to implement on a day-to-day basis. When we merge the awareness with moment-to-moment consciousness, densities don't even get a chance to form. We can then live and love even bigger. And this is true freedom self-empowerment, and where authentic love and light can radiate. A true light bringer shines light in all the corners so shadows can be acknowledged and released. The divinatory meaning, it says, take a look at any unconscious patterns that may be running you. Are there elements of yourself you need to take out of the trash, dust off, and reabsorb? Shadows can be a painful or tender to the touch. Sensitivity in an area can be a trigger that shows us where we might want to spring clean some of our darker, forgotten, ignored, or hidden corners. Accepting our shadows is the first stage in restoring ourselves to wholeness in self-love. So ideally, the feminine is actually being guided to do more shadow work. The fact that they're putting a big question mark on the journey is saying that the feminine still has areas of their being that they need to work on, and shadow work is the way to go about that. Okay? That's very much needed for the feminine at this time. And let's go on to harmonic flight. We'll read a little bit of that. Ooh. There we go. Harmonic flight. Seeing the divine in the eyes of another. Relationships with deep bonds. Karmic connection. Clearing illusory projections. Life-changing connection. Transmuting dissonance. Removing heart armor. Being seen. Teamwork. It says the powerful image, and I'll show you the image. The powerful image represents the divine we see when we look deeply into the eyes of another and our armor drops. When we meet another being present in the moment with no stories, judgments, or insecurities. Because the feminine is starting to lose faith in the journey and is starting to question the entire connection, this harmonic flight card is a reminder that this connection is divine and it is with purpose. And I guess it's a reminder that, if you're this feminine, do not question your twin, do not question the journey. I feel like if there's a need for new opportunities, and even for a soulmate, if that is part of your journey, that opportunity will come. And if it comes, it's meant to be there. Okay, but it doesn't mean that the entire connection has to be discounted. It doesn't mean that the journey has to be questioned. That's the reminder here with this harmonic flight card. And it says there, many people are seeking their twin flame. As life-changing, world-rocking, and unfathomably beautiful finding this soul can be, it is quite possibly one of the most intensely confronting, trigger-provoking, and sometimes painful connections we can have. Those who are most dear to us can bring us to our greatest growth. That is why spending extended periods with our family can be challenging. When we have a profound twin flame connection that feels beyond worlds and lifetimes, we bond with the other person so strongly that we choose to face the fire when we would usually walk away. Our passion drives us to seek resolution, to heal ourselves, to overcome barriers, no matter how confronting it may seem, because our partnership is worth it. And when we can rise, we rise together. The feminine is being reminded that the journey is real, the connection is real, and the twin is real. This is what this card is saying. So I think the divinatory meaning here is what you see in the eyes of another is a reflection of yourself. This card may be encouraging you to look at the bigger picture of a close relationship. A perceived challenge may be an illusion or projection. This card may relate to family, teamwork, community, and ways you can harmonize dissonance for deeper growth. The bonds you share give you the power to transmute your fears. Put time and awareness into resolving karmic connections, or they will continue to play out. There may also be life-changing connection on the horizon. So, to summarize, as I said, the feminine is questioning the entire connection, questioning their twin, the masculine. the point of the Oracle cards is kind of saying, don't question the journey, don't question your twin. If it is new opportunities that you seek, and as it said, potentially with the harmonic flight card, a new opportunity will come in the form of maybe a soulmate. And if that is what is meant to be, that is what will happen. Okay? But there's not a need to question the entire journey, the entire experience. So I feel like this is the reading for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine at this time. I hope this has helped you guys to see where you are at, where your person, where their twin is at, and we will do individual check-ins for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine soon. So hope everybody enjoyed that.